So I finally got the Mustang back from the shop, and what I want to do in this video is give you guys a super quick update on everything that's been done over the past 6 to 8 weeks. So as many of you know, this engine has been taken out and rebuilt with forged internals. That includes Manley H-beams, aluminum pistons, and a 3.8-inch stroke crankshaft that brings this engine's displacement up to 4.93 liters, or just over 300 cubic inches by my math. And what all that means is that this engine should now be able to support well north of 1,000 horsepower without anything failing internally. And the Stage 3 CNC ported heads are on the car now as well. Of course, we can't see them here under the blue valve covers. So in addition to the increased airflow that those provide, they also come with springs that support up to 7,800 RPM and 5/600ths of an inch of cam lift. So quite a bit of room to move into a much more aggressive cam here. And then another major thing that's been done is that the car's been converted over to a return style fuel system. And so what that means is that there are 2 fuel pumps in the gas tank that are running at a constant 100% regardless of the throttle position. Both of those pumps come up to the regulator here via the feed line. And then any unused fuel is returned to the gas tank via this return line. And the whole idea behind this is to ensure that the fuel rails always have a constant pressure. In my case, that's about 60 psi. And the reason this was done is because when you build a high horsepower motor or engines that make a lot of horsepower on returnless systems, under wide open throttle, the fuel pressure tends to dip and the engine runs lean. Now, of course, that's not really an issue on a 450-ish horsepower naturally aspirated motor, but I just wanted to get it out of the way now, so once the turbos are being installed, that's all they're focusing on. And quick shout out to Cars and Life for hooking it up with these super sweet powder-coated fuel rails. I think they turned out great. Appreciate that. And then finally, one more thing before we back this thing out and start it up is you may have noticed that the battery's gone. And that's because it's been moved to the trunk. So let's pop back here real quick and check it out. So it sits in this aluminum box now, really not that much to look at. So you see the positive line there comes out the box, goes out under the car, and is ran all the way up, back up to the engine bay to this distribution block here. So here's the line from the battery, and every stud on this distribution block is positive. So this one goes to the fuse box, this one goes to the alternator, and this one goes to the starter. And yeah, that's great for weight distribution, you know, moving 50 pounds from the engine bay to the trunk, but the turbo kit I'm looking at requires putting a turbo right there, so I figured just another thing to get out of the way now. All right, you guys are pretty much caught up, so let's back this thing out, start it up,